Hey, 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 hey. Here we are once again at another fresh episode of The Writing Finger. My name is Subramani, and as always, I'm joined by my fellow reading buff and author Ashwin Karthik. And today we're going to discuss something that we all do at the beginning of the year. Of course, what comes to your mind when you think of a new year? I mean, everybody would say new beginning and, of course, resolutions and goals you set for this year. And one of the most common goals that people set uh, is the reading goal. I need to read certain number of books in a year. And of course, I'm going to let I'm going to ask Ashwin to kind of tell what exactly his approach to reading goals. Ashwin, welcome. And what is your approach to reading goal?
Thank you, Subramani, and once again, let me first take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy New Year
Yes,
because
I forgot to do it myself. Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
the first podcast of 2024, and coming to your question, Subramani, I feel that yes, it is definitely a good practice to set goals, or as you rightly put it, resolutions for the new year. And
Mm,
reading is not, anything different. We must definitely set up a goal or the resolution for our reading every year. Every year, it gives us a direction to start the new year with. And I also certainly do that. But I also feel that uh, you know the resolution or should not become a burden on one.
it's quite possible, but I would believe, Ashwin, we should talk about the advantages of
Sure.
the reading goal. Probably the first thing that comes to my mind, of course, uh, is the fact that when you read with a goal in mind, you have a structure, you have a certain objective, and some people can work only in this kind of a structure. If you ask them to read in a vacuum, probably they won't be able to do it. So this allows people to kind of feel a sense of accomplishment when they start a book and finish it in a specific time. And then, of course, reading daily also makes it a habit. Okay, what do you feel?
I agree with you. I agree with you because, as we mentioned in one of our previous episodes, also that doing something for 10 minutes on a daily basis and continuing it for 21 days makes it a habit, right? But
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
also feel that, you know, for any aspiring author
Yep.
or writer, but reading is the first raw material that can nurture a good author, because the more one reads, the better we become as writers ourselves. What do you think about this?
Absolutely.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, I would like to quote Stephen King as always, and he says that if you cannot read a lot, you don't have the wherewithal to write a lot, and that is very true because they say that there are only 36 plot categories in the world, and you're going to repeat them the same in different ways in different time zones or setups. What makes them different, of course, is the way you're going to treat the plot, how you're going to treat a story or a character. That treatment. that treatment's very different. And you learn how to treat a character in an interesting way only by reading. And also sometimes, people inspire us. So you get a spark of inspiration by reading different authors. And of course, we also discussed this earlier, which is imitation. Oh yeah, initially that starts, everything starts with imitation, but imitation precedes creation. The second thing, of course, Ashwin, is the fact that you know uh, you get an opportunity to explore different genres. Because suppose if you say you're setting up a goal to read, say, one book every fortnight, you need the next book, right? When you finish something, and when you want to when you want to move forward and achieve your goal, you are slightly compelled to explore different genres, different authors that you kind of like. If you read the synopsis, the book, the book blurbs and all that, and you explore. So that
Definitely yes. And I feel that reading or maintaining a library in your own bookshelf or room is also like having a meal in a lot of ways, because when you have your food, you always like variety, right? You
absolutely.
cannot only eat the rice and sambar on a daily basis. You have a pickle, you have some veggies to it,
Yes.
you have some
Some paneers, some days you like
paneer,
pastas,
of course,
whatnot.
right?
Yes,
So
yes.
it's like food. Reading also craves for variety. The human mind always
Craves for
craves
variety.
for variety. So
Yes.
definitely reading different genres, maybe sometimes non-fiction, memoirs of people you look up to, all of this, they form like a tasty meal. These varieties form a taste
They add a flavor, different flavor to
flavor
your
to life.
taste. And
Yes,
I agree with you completely. There are days when you don't feel like reading fiction. You thought, okay, I've had enough of it. So I want to do something differently. So you kind of pick up maybe an Oppenheimer, or maybe and Frank. Note, I would like to talk about the disadvantages. Sometimes, Ashwin, we have this tendency to take goals as something written on stones, something sacrosanct, something sacred, rather. Not sacrosanct. I'm sorry. That's very sacred. Something very rigid is the word. So what happens as a result is that you get stressed out. You have a burnout feeling, and then uh, and actually you experience something that you dread, which is a reading slump, right? So what do you think about it?
of course, yes, right. Many of us do dread a reading slump, but then I also feel that as in life, everything cannot keep going up, or cannot be good. As in
Yes.
life, there are ups and downs. Even reading is no different. Some days you really, or on the high end, you feel like that you want to consume everything, every
No.
book in the world. But then,
There are days when a gripping crime thriller like
yes,
Con Girl, or
yeah,
Girl in the Train, they kind of, you wouldn't have to put it down.
yeah,
It's unput downable, as they say.
yes,
But
yes,
that doesn't happen every day, right? I mean,
every day,
it doesn't
right?
happen.
Yes,
Mm.
and so I would like to compare it with uh, one analogy that ties us with our own culture, also with again
Yes.
food, because there are days that we all, have fasting days, right?
Absolutely.
1 or 2 days in a month, and it is considered to be a very healthy practice, right?
Yeah, it's a way of
Similarly,
detoxing yourself.
detoxing yourself, right?
Yes.
So even in reading, I would say that it does require a few days of non-reading,
Yes.
A
Yes.
healthy reading practice always includes a few days of non-reading. What do
You
you
know,
think?
I'll tell you, you can say it in a different way, which is something that I'm sure you also experience. I experience very often. If I read a book, I'd like the lingering effect of the book to it's again the aftertaste of the book to be in my head for
And
some
definitely,
time.
yes.
You want to sort of go through the book in your mind, and then if it's an extraordinary ending as you kind of find in certain books, you'd like to relive that experience. You kind of have
Uh,
that
in
feeling
your
of,
mind,
yeah,
yeah.
reliving it. And only after you completely get away from the book would you like to sort of pick up something else. So I think the reading slump is also good. As that doesn't mean that you're giving up. And you don't have to be hard on yourself when you set up a goal and you kind of fail to achieve. See, if you want to read 52 books a year, one book a week,
A week,
there are times when you might like to get as far as 42 or 40, or sometimes when you actually go to 50 and not 52. And there are perfect years, you finish 52 out of 52. So just take as it happens instead of being very hard on yourself, and make reading a chore, a kind of a punishment on yourself instead of enjoying
I
creativity.
I feel, when you speak of making reading a chore, many of us, get into like everything else that we do. Reading also turns into a rat race. It's just
Yes.
when you look at especially
Yes.
when you read in communities
Ah,
or the so-called
I know where you're getting to. You're going to
eh,
say that reading challenge actually sucks.
exactly, it sucks, right? Because
Yes.
see when you say my friend read 52 books last year, and I want to boost his accomplishment and say I am
Absolutely.
better. I want to read not 52 but 72 books. How
Yeah.
absurd that could be, right?
That is
Uh,
rather absurd. And I think comparing ourselves with others is not the right thing, because our life situations are not the same. And it can be different. We can achieve or we may not, but that doesn't make us any less of a reader and someone else more of a reader. I don't think that's a fair comparison, as you rightly said. And I guess everybody has their own equations when it comes to picking up a book and when dropping it back into the shelf. So as
I want to maybe uh, add one more point
yes,
here. As you mentioned that our reading depends on the situations that each one of us is in. I also feel that reading is an experience,
absolutely,
and
yes,
what we read, is also based upon what we are going through in life on a daily basis, right?
absolutely, yes,
But, but it also brings me to another thought, which is, some people may feel that, reading what we read should also be uh, practiced as it is written. But we also need to understand that when we look up to a particular
Mm.
person as a role model, and we all aspire to become like our role models. And there is nothing wrong in
Nothing wrong at all.
aspiring,
Yes.
but we need to understand that life is not a prescribed. Life does not come in prescribed books.
It's a
We
lived
might
experience. Absolutely.
it's
It's a
a
lived experience.
experience,
And I would say
and
that even it's the same for even books, okay? You
yes,
live that experience. See, one thing that I would say that, books are basically experiences that are lived by other people. So anyway, I would say that, our the people who are watching this will also have their own, reading uh, journeys, and they might like to, mention. So if you have one, please mention it in the comment section, and then, you know, uh, tell us how is your reading challenge, or oh no, I would say challenge. How is the reading goal being set up for this year? What are you going to do about it? So until we meet next time, it's goodbye from Subramani and
Ashwin. So keep reading, keep smiling, keep yourself safe. Bye bye. Thank you.